everyone to the second stream for the evening. We are going to see 1ANE versus ASOS in the third quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this matchup will go on to play the winner of HMAS and Ross NZ. So good luck with that, guys. I've actually got Dan 88 in channel with me. He's also streaming the match here at Frequent His one. Say good day, Dan. At a reasonable time, I should say.
Yeah, that's true.
So to start with, Dan and I are just going to ram, so we can go into free cam mode. But let's just go through the teams. I'll start with my team. I'm going to be focusing on 1ANE, and we've got Brenmain in the Lexington, Shadow Monk in the North Carolina, Shadow Monkey, Oswolf in the Baltimore, Shervington in the Baltimore, Fuzara and a Megami. I'm curious to see if that's going to be a 155 or a 233 Megami. Bulldog in a Chapayev, and of course Larger Neptune, their captain in a Benson. What do you got over there, Dan?
Well, we got Hertz-a-Gun in a Lexington, Darrington in a North Carolina, Cactus Hour in a Baltimore, Cascade in a Baltimore, Frey Quantum in a Cleveland, Target Practice in an Edinburgh, Mr. Valine in a Charles Martel, and me in a Black Swan.
I noticed that both of these carriers are pretty efficient with their particular ships. Brenneman's got a 67.8% win rating in the Lek, and Hunter Gunner Hertz is up to about 61%. So although Brenneman's got a better average damage of 113k, so it'd be interesting to see how these CV are used. Early game I find that they're a bit weak because there's so much AA getting around it. Fighter plane and what had consumables being used, but late game you can see these CVs having a pretty massive impact. The rollout for 1ANE is pretty predictable. They've got two cruisers heading over to the captains closest to the rest of their force heading towards A. We're seeing a similar thing with Assault, are we, Dan?
Yeah, we've got Cascade and Cactus Hour and the Baltimores heading over to the C cap, and pretty much everyone else going over to the A side, with the CV or the Lexington backing up.
The Megami is a 203 Megami. Interesting choice. I've always thought the 155 Megami with a smoke buddy like a Benson would be a pretty powerful combination in this sort of form.
Yeah, well, I haven't been really playing that long to know all the tips and tricks about the game. That's why I'm doing this, so I can learn, and I'm learning a lot while I'm doing it. We've got the North Carolina who's already on fire, and the Cleveland from Frey Quantum is had a few shots taken at him as well.
Yeah, well, Brenmain's just taking his dive bombs in the air, which is really the primary weapon for the Lexington. There's some rocket attack coming in on the Chapayev of the Bulldog, but he's brushing that off. There's not a huge threat to the cruisers early. But these Lexington dive bombers can do some serious damage, especially to a DD if it gets caught out. That's not going to be a problem for Assault because they're running without any DDs at all. They've gone with a really cruiser heavy loadout here. Let's just switch over to the ensign of Larger Neptune here and see what he's up against as he gets the. He's going to get the A cap because they don't have a DD to stop him from doing it, and he's got a good spot here where he can just hide behind the island even if he is raided.
Yeah, well, I haven't popped it yet, but
Well, he's got the cap, and 1ANE have got the 2 flag to 1 advantage.
Yeah, that's it.
He's definitely in range. Oh, hang on, there's nothing there to radar him unless that Edinburgh is a radar.
Oh, oh yeah, there we go. Cleveland has dropped his radar, and he's been lit up. The North Carolina's been lit up actually by Shervington.
Meanwhile, the Megami Jatayev are pushing down the other flank towards C, towards the pair of Baltimore, with some carrier support. This could be an interesting exchange. Carrier support's useful, but against a couple of Baltimores, I don't know how much use it.
Well, until there's been some damage done to these cruisers' AA defences, there's still got quite a strong defence going on here.
Yeah, so these planes are getting chopped up pretty hard. I don't know if he's going to get much away, but Cascade's pretty nose in on that island. If he doesn't shoot these planes down, no, he's got them. That's all right. He knows what he's doing. So the Baltimores have dealt with the torpedo threat pretty efficiently. Those 1A&E cruisers are still pushing down. I don't know if I'd be backing a Megami Chapayev versus two Baltimore. Just that AP penetration angles for the Baltimores are just a little bit too efficient.
Well, Baltimore Cactus has just dropped his radar. They should be wiping out those rocket planes. I'm pretty sure he's got his guns lined up. Yeah, he sure does.
Oh, Megami's showing a lot of side here. Yep, he's just eating the Citadel. Only the one, perhaps, but... Oh, he's just taken a good half of his HP gone because he's been too keen to get side on and get his torps out. The Baltimores are absolutely punishing him for it.
Yeah, he should be gone there.
That's their first loss. Wow, that wasn't a smart manoeuvre. I don't think he even got torps away after all that, did he? And look, the Chapayev's going to eat two torps from the carrier. Yeah, this was Baltimore again, just punishing the angle chip. Look, it looks like these Megami torps are going to find their mark and probably kill this Baltimore. It was severely hurt it, but it's cost them both crew. And Baltimore takes two torps and dies. So they've lost two ships for one. I don't know if that's a good exchange.
Well, he should have seen those torps coming.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was pretty obvious. But the way he was positioned behind that island, he had nowhere to go, did he?
Yeah, well, that's it. But
so now that Baltimore can advance unfettered, although another Baltimore coming across from his left-hand side, and I noticed that Assault have actually managed to take that flag too.
Yeah, they pushed out as a group and pushed the Benson and the Carolina back a bit.
Sherman's got Cactus Hour. Yep, he's done for. These shells coming in. Cactus Hour. So down goes. So he's equalised the ship loss now at 2 apiece. 2 cruisers down. And as much as Assault have got a 2-to-1 flag advantage, they're not going to be able to maintain it because they've got no one defending C anymore, except for their CV, presumably.
Yeah, well, it looks like they've got the Baltimore and the Lexington pushing up to the C cap, and it's pretty much free reign over there.
Meanwhile, Larger Neptune is being incessantly kept spotted by the air. Looks like he's having a pretty rough... Oh, and he takes a big dive bombing hit. He's down to less than 3k. He's in a bit of strife here. He needs just some...
No,
well,
he's
got no AA support. He's too far from his bob. He's got shells coming in on him now. Oh, he's on fire as well. And he's used his damage con from that dive bombing strike. So he's on 1600 HP and burning.
Yeah, he got spotted briefly there. Pushed out of his
smoke. He
smoke.
came out of his smoke, yep. The planes didn't bug off.
That didn't wait long enough. But I'm just waiting for that kill feed to pop up now.
Yeah, he's down to 700 hit points and still burning. I don't think it's going to kill him. Fires don't do tremendous damage to DDs, but it's going to get him super low before he gets that. And sure enough, he gets the... Oh!
Got
wow,
spotted again.
Blind shot from the Charles Martel. Did he have him hydroed?
Yeah, he had him hydroed. He popped up.
He had him hydroed, right, okay. I was going to say, that was a ripper shot.
We might eat he's going to eat a torp here. Ooh. Charles Martel just copped a torp from one of the planes.
Oswolf is being forced to run. He's taking fire from Edinburgh and Cleveland now, and soon from the North Carolina as well. 1A are in a bad spot. I don't see him coming back from this position at the moment. Down 2 flags to 1, down an extra ship, about to lose another, I'd say. Nice hit on the Cleveland, mind you.
Yeah, well, the The Assault Lexington is managing to keep the Baltimore spotted out near C-Cap. He's harassing him a fair bit.
Yeah, so I'd say Oswolf, that's him. He's not long for this world. North Carolina's going to have a shot on him shortly, Darrington, and should be able to finish him off. Unfortunately, they haven't, 1A&E haven't been able to sort of capitalise on getting rid of the C-cap defenders by capping that flag, and so they're hemorrhaging tickets. At this point, Assault are going to win in 3 minutes. The Lexington has managed to burn out the TASMAN. That's only bought them 30 seconds.
Oh, Lexington just pulled in.
Ship loss is equalised. Baltimore's of Oswolf is on 615 hit point. Shadow Monkey's trying to engage this Darrington in North Carolina as best he can.
Well, it doesn't help having slow torps. Baltimore managed to dodge those ones. But now
he's finally getting the C-cap, I see. The Lexington's had to do the hard work and get the cap.
Yeah, well, let's just hope the Assault CV can keep him lit and keep tagging him so he resets that cap.
Well, Oswolf went down, but North Carolina of Darrington went down straight after. So now the way is open for Shadow Monkey to push into the A-cap. And now the advantage is with 1AE. They got the two flags to one advantage. They are down on tickets, but they're going to win in 4 minutes 9, whereas Assault are at 6.5. So there's an awful lot riding on these two cruisers right now, and I've got to tell you, I'd rather be on the team with the battle.
Yeah, I was going to say they got a bit more firepower there, but the I don't know if he's within range or not. What's he at? 20.
He's at 20 k's. He's just in range, I'd say. But
yeah,
a lot's going to come down to the CV here. The Assault CV, the Lexington's sending rockets against North Carolina. That's really not going to bother him much at all.
He's probably trying to get that perma burn happening.
So he's just going to power in for the A-cap, and if they can get 3 caps, well, this game is over. I mean, as it stands, they're going to be in front on tickets any second. Long range shots coming in on the cleat.
He's pushing forward cautiously, but he seems to forget the.
Oh, that was good shells on the Cleveland. He's down to less than 6. I reckon the Lex is going to be able to finish him off with the next strip.
Yeah, he seems to forget there's a battleship behind him that's spotting him. Well, it's they can see him.
So, yeah, at this stage, 1A&E are in the box seat. There's only a very small dive bomber squadron coming in on the Lexington, but if he can't shoot him down, 2 might be enough. More fire from the North Carolina gets him down to 4.5. The dive bombers do get a hit, but not enough to sink. Shervington's playing it smart. He's staying gun silent by the look of it, just staying undetected. And Brenmain and the Lexington, well, he's spotted. Those 2 ships can't kill him in a hurry. He's got over 50,000 HP.
Yeah, well, the CV's worried more about the battleship. He's not spotting the other cruiser in the C-cap, which is dangerous because he'll be able to get a flanking broadside on him.
Yeah, and look, if he knocked out Shervington in the Baltimore, who's just taking his first shot in a while at a broadside Cleveland to try and finish, if he managed to knock him out, that would
got him.
put the game in there. Yep, that was a great shot from Shervington. Waited for the Cleveland to show too much side and absolutely punished him. Meanwhile, the North Carolina is getting focused by dive bomb. He's having a hard time of it, but as long as he's in that flag, he's stopping them getting any tickets at all.
So they stop getting tickets while he's capping?
Yeah, they're not getting tickets now.
Right, okay.
So there's the time to win for 1A&E is 1, and there is no time to win for the Assault guys. They've got to kill ships. That is their only court. I've got to say, this was looking really quite ordinary for 1A&E to start with, but they've pulled it back in a pretty handy.
Yeah, it turned around pretty quick there. It was good to watch.
Here comes a full broadside in on the Edinburgh. Let's follow these shells in. I have lost sight of the Edinburgh. Oh, he's smoked up. There you go, that's right.
They look good. They look good though. Ooh, yeah, just overshot slightly.
The brakes. Yep.
Yeah, he did. Smoking up.
So he's getting the C-cap in the smoke, which is the smart play, but it's not going to be enough. 1A are going to win this game in about 14 seconds. despite a very good dive bombing drop from the Lexington.
Yeah, it was a very interesting game to watch there. And he managed to catch C right at the winning point, but well played.
Yeah, well played. It's a hell of a good game from 1ANE.
Yeah, no, it was good to watch. I like games like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to go back to Port. So we're not back to Port. Back to the.
Hello.
Larger Neptune. There's the man of the. Mate,
that was a great game. I wished I was listening to you guys commentating while I was watching it.
Dude,
right.
I've got to tell you, at about the 5-minute mark, I thought you would.
I'm going to return my stream to the trailer for the time being while we get the next set of teams ready to go.
When I saw your two cruisers go down that fleet and get eaten alive by a pair of bolts.
Alright, welcome back to the stream, guys. This is game number 2 with one A&E getting the first victory from a pretty awesome comeback there. Let's see what Assault can do in this next round.
Alright, I'm just going to go through team lineup for Assault. Again, they've gone with no DD. So it's the Lexington of Herzegovina, Cactus Aaron in North Carolina, the 2 Baltimores of Cascade and Target Pratt. Then we've got a Cleveland in Frey Quantum, Darrington and Charles Martel, Mr. Valen in the Charles Martel. Dan, what do you got on the sign-up?
Lexington is Brenneman, Shadow Mon is the North Carolina, Oswolf is the Baltimore, Shervington, Baltimore, Mr. Valen is the Charles Martel, Fuzara is the Megami, and 2012 Bulldog Chapayev, and we've got a Benson with Larger Neptune.
So once again, very similar ship setups, and it looks like the rollout for Assault is going to be 2 Charles Martels over to, which is the cap that's pretty much as theirs from the out. And good ships to stand in that sort of role, because if they do get pushed too hard, they can kite away with their high speed and their accurate guns. They can still keep fired up on a chasing or a pursuing attacker. And the rest of the fleet looks like it's going to head over towards sea. Although the North Carolina seems to be positioning fairly centrally. What sort of rollout are you getting with 1A?
We've actually got Megami and the Chapayev moving over towards the B cap with the Lexington. He's just pushing straight across, not towards B though.
Well, that's pretty much what they did in the last game, wasn't it? The Megami Chapayev combination. So that'll be the 203 Megami with 10 guns.
Yep. Yeah,
Lex makes a decent pass on the Charles Martel. Again, early game, not going to do a whole lot of damage. Just that chip damage though that adds up over.
Well, these 1A&E got a pretty good sort of train going on here with the Benson, Baltimore, and the North Carolina. Good, pretty good setup for AA defence. So I wouldn't even bother sending planes over there, unless it was just a spot.
Yeah, well, the Martel seem to have dealt with these rocket planes. That squadron's been eliminated, and they're about to secure the cap. Well, shells coming in from long range from the North Car, but just an overpick. And that did actually delay the cap slightly, so 1A&E will get a slight ticket lead from this.
So we've got the Benson pushing into C, so Neptune is cruising into the C cap now.
Am I imagining things, or is it just a Benson and a North Cal over there? Is that all there's over it?
C cap? No.
Yeah.
2 Baltimores, Benson and the North Carolina. I'm assuming they haven't been detected yet.
Yeah, well, the Baltimores have not been seen yet. No, undetected. So, yeah, those cruisers want to be careful they don't show too much, because they might be baiting them.
Oh, Baltimore should be spotted now. He's just fired a salvo. But they're actually telling him to focus the Baltimore just to the I guess
the 1A
south of C.
The 1A in Lex just made a massive hit on Mr. Valen and his Charles Martel with a dive. And he's coming back for a second go at him now. I think he used his defensive AA on the rocket planes earlier, and so he's sort of easy meat here. And again, another huge. So he's down to less than half HP now, with fire coming from the Chapayev from that B cap area. So they got 2 caps to 1 advantage. 1A&E. They put themselves in the box. They've got flag advantage. They've got ticket advantage. And they're putting a lot of pressure on these 2 Charles Martels over at A with the only cap that they do.
The 1A&E have actually got a pretty good anti-air crossfire set up to help protect the battleship. He's just taking fire for them while they focus everyone else. It's actually it's working because they're not focusing on anyone else except for the North Carolina.
Well, it looks like the North Cal Shadow Monkeys, North Cal and his Baltimore friends are actually pushing up with him, are they? They're coming through the cap to engage these front on.
Yeah. Well,
why wouldn't you? I mean, you got 3 gunboat cruisers. They can't torp them at close quarters. You've got a hit point and a DPM advantage, and not to mention the destroyer threat that can smoke cover and what have you. This is a good push. They own their cap, but they're going to push through anyway.
Well, the Benson's actually going backwards the other way, going around the cap. I think he's probably going to push out towards the middle.
Yep, that'll give him a torp shot on these two Baltimores that are hiding behind the island. You see?
Yeah.
There's the radar though. He's been detected by Cascade. Cascade's been a bit slow to react with the guns though. They're coming around now, I think. Yeah.
Salvo torps missed there.
So here comes the HE volley on larger net. Well, that's a nice hit.
Did he beat you himself? No, he didn't.
No, he managed to stay.
I swear to God, those islands get bigger as you get closer to them. And there's like sneaky rocks pop up. You always manage to. I've seen so many people snag on those rocks.
Reporting a target's position.
Especially when they're running away.
I got to tell you, I don't know how. Well, Assault just lost their first ship. Target practice. The Baltimore took him out. He was showing way too much side. I don't know how Assault come back from here. They. I don't think they have the ability to take C off of 1A and E, and those two Charles Martels are being picked apart by the carrier.
And the North Carolinas just going to keep steaming through.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't he? He's got nothing stopping him. I mean, he's got obviously the North Carolina from Cactus, but he's not enough on his own. That Cleveland's going to die. Frey Quantum, he can't stay alive. Not with 2,300 HP. He's not going to be there for.
Our team has taken
And
lead.
sure enough, Charles Martel goes down. So there's only one Charles Martel defending 8, which leaves the door open to the Chapayev and Megami to push through into A and cap that as well. Yeah, this is a bad spot for him to be in. Down 2 ships to 0 and 2 flags to 1.
Well,
This game's going to be over in 3.5 minutes.
Well, the Megami and Chapayev are actually pushing up to the A cap. Because the Charles Martel is spotted, and they know that he's pushing across to back up the other guys at sea.
Yeah, why wouldn't?
Now,
Aussie Wolf's taking a bit of focused fire from the North Cal and a Bolt and a couple of. He's actually tanking it really well. He's just bow tanking.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's actually managed to, unless he missed, but the Cleveland hasn't really done much damage to Oz Wolf from the side there, from the broadside.
He's back. He's reverting into cover now though, so he's not still there.
Oh, there he goes.
Down goes the. Oh wow, things are looking really bad for Assault now. They're just over 2 minutes away from victory, with no prospect of getting another.
It's been interesting.
And little prospect of getting a kill at this.
Now the NC's just bow tanking, and he's got the other North Carolina. He might be going for the ram, I think.
Yeah, Larger Neptune's he's just being arrogant now. He's just sitting in smoke, firing HE from his little Benson.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? Push your advantage.
Well, Shadow Monkey's
His torps are forced him.
Cactus here, so he can get. So we've got the Sherpington getting a crossfire on him.
Cascade's used the radar on Larger Neptune. He needs this to happen in a big way. He's taken fire from all directions though. I don't know if Cascade's going to make it out of here alive.
Well, Megami won't really be able to help because he's behind the island. Until he pushes forward a bit. Yeah, technically one ship down. And there's the ram.
North Cal survives the ram.
That's
This
a red
game's
flag
over.
for you.
Yeah, that's a die-hard. Well, it's a practice match, so I guess not. Oh, and that's the game.
Oh, well done.
Well, that was comprehensive to 1A and E. Absolutely comprehensive. And they go through to the semi-finals after a 2-zip, which means they will now play the winner of tomorrow night's quarterfinal, the last remaining quarterfinals in the King of the Tasman, which will be between HMAS and OSNZ, and they're going to be some ripper matches. You be around tomorrow night, Dan, to be able to cast them?
If it's early enough, I'll be online.
I think it's going to be around 9 PM Eastern.
Yeah, well, if it's around that time, I should be fine to do that stream. So, yeah, we'll hopefully be able to get a good crowd tomorrow night for that game, and then
We'll be watching it for sure. Thanks for streaming this one, boys. That
Yeah,
was
thanks a
so much fun.
That's
Mate,
all right.
I'm glad you've joined us because that was an unmitigated dismantling. Quite frankly, at no point from where I was watching did Assault look like they had the capacity to get more than one flag. Right from the word go, your carrier was harassing those two Charles Martels, baited them with rocket planes into using their defensive AA, then came back and punished the shit out of them with dive bombers. And then, meanwhile, that strong push through the contested cap with two Baltimores and a North Carolina, they just had nothing there to stop that, to repel that. And yeah, I found it super impressive. Look, it reinforced to me how important DDs are in this sort of format, because the fact that they didn't have a torpedo threat for your North Carolina, I think, was pretty.
Yeah,
it really is. If there was DD, it would have been much more careful.
Oh, hey, Cactus, thanks for the games, mate. They were so much fun, both of them.
That last one was painful for us.
Normally we're on that side of this conversation, so I know exactly how you feel.
Guys, can we have a little bit less of this fucking polite sportsmanship?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I want some 70s era Australian wrestling talk in this.
Well, I do run an adult stream, so you can swear all you want.
Oh, nice.
But
well,
in saying
hang on.
that,
When you say you run an adult stream,
I'm
just letting your imaginations run wild now.
Bomb chicka wah wah.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, who are currently watching my stream, this is what Aussies do. All right, just fucking
Self-deprecating human.
Come on, guys. It was just that one goat. You know, you'll never let me hear the end of
You
it.
fuck one goat.
God.
And he was
he's
into
not
it
even
too. You should
saying
have seen. But anyway, I won't say that.
Fuck one, you fuck them all, really.
Anyway, thanks very much, and we'll be watching tomorrow night for the stream to see how the next quarterfinals go. In fact, this is the final one, isn't it? We get to see the results after this.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, AusNZ versus HMAS, which is going to be a ripping game. So I know AusNZ pretty well. They're a very well skilled team, but HMAS we played in the pool rounds, and geez, we got a lucky win against them. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like they had us on the back foot in a big way.
We got matched up against them in the cross-server matchmaking test when we both of us chose NA time, and we got matched up against each other. It was a great game too. They beat us, but it was a really good game.
Yeah. Well, that's what's in your future. So good luck with that.
Oh, thanks, mate. Anyway, catch you tomorrow.
Laters.
All right, thanks for watching, punters.
Thanks for watching the stream, everyone else, on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. Hopefully it did restream to all three servers. And I should be streaming again tomorrow night. If I do, feel free to join in the chat, and have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.
Same bad time, same